Money got longer, speaker got louder, car got faster. Turn to a savage pocket.
Yo, what's up YouTube? Back today with another NBA video. Yay! But on a serious note, I'm here to talk about my in-season awards, my predictions, who I think's gonna win awards. So let's get started on the biggest award, and that is MVP. There's four main candidates for the MVP this year: Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook. And I'll give one wild card in there, Isaiah Thomas, just after the amazing season that he's had and leading the Celtics to the #1 seed. But let's start with the lower tier players, and I'm gonna go to the top. So I'm gonna start with Isaiah Thomas and why I don't believe he will win the MVP this year. He has had a great season, almost averaged 30 points, and he has a great story for this year. He is a 5'9" player, almost averaging 30 points. He has gone through so much, and he has handled it immensely, and he has handled it just with so much poise, and just words cannot describe how amazingly he has handled this and how much respect I have for him. But I don't believe that Isaiah Thomas will win this, just for one simple fact that he is a liability on defense, and that he cannot help on that side of the court as much. He tries, but he's 5'9", and bigger players will just bully him. So I'm going to go on to my fourth place MVP, and that will be LeBron James. I believe LeBron James has had his best statistical season. He's averaging like 27, 8, and 8 this season, and he's had the great numbers, but he's been lacking on defense, and he looks like he's just going through the motions. And some games he's just going through the motions. He's not really trying. He's not putting all of his effort in, and that's understandable because he's saving it all for the playoffs. But I don't think LeBron's going to win it, just because he has not been playing the best defense, and there were players that played better than him. So my third place is going to be Kawhi Leonard, and I believe Kawhi has had a great season so far. I would like to see a little bit more from his playmaking. He's only averaging about 3 assists a game, but he is grabbing about 8 rebounds. He's averaging like 27 points. He's a lockdown defender. He has led the San Antonio Spurs to the #2 seed in the West, and the only thing I believe that's holding him back is the assist, and also that some people had better statistical seasons than him. So let's go to my second place player, and that is Russell Westbrook. I know, I love Russ. He's a great player. Averaged a triple-double this season, 30-point triple-double to say, and he had a great season. This is going to be a memorable season. It's going to go down in the record books, but I just can't give it to Russ, because the way I look at it, Harden led his team to the 3rd seed. Westbrook led his team to the 6th seed, and Harden almost had identical stats to Westbrook. If you look at it, Harden averaged 29, 8, and 11. Westbrook had 30, 10, and 10. Those numbers are very similar. Add 2 rebounds to Harden, and I believe he would have he would have a triple-double. So I believe that Harden is the MVP winner just because of wins, because their stats are almost identical, and I would love to give it to Russ, but I have to give it to Harden just because of his record and how he's led this team. But there is a little bit of an argument there on Russell Westbrook's end, because Russell Westbrook does not have the teammates that Harden has. Harden has a team built for him. He's surrounded by 3-point shooters, and Westbrook has players that can't even hit free throws. So there is a little bit of an argument there, but I'm going to give it to Harden. And I believe that Harden will be the 2017 most valuable player in the NBA. Alright, next is Rookie of the Year, and I believe that Joel Embiid has ran away with this award. I know that the lowest games of Rookie of the Year ever played was 51, I think, by Patrick Ewing, and Joel Embiid has only played 31 games this season, so you can argue that Joel Embiid has not played as many games as he needs to win this award, but I believe that's not fair to hurt him for the amount of games that he's played this season. He has been tremendous this season. He boosted Philly's defense to, I think it was number 1 when he was on the court. And when he was off the court, they were 28th. And Joel Embiid just gives them so much of a boost, and he just gives them, so much energy. And every time he's on the court, they look way better than when he's off. So I have to give it to Embiid here. But some runner-ups that I can think of are Malcolm Brogdon, point guard for the Milwaukee Bucks. He was a second-round pick. He came in, he produced, he was a great player for them, averaged about 10 points and I think 5 assists. He was great starting next to Giannis. He allowed Giannis to run the point, and he was a great spot-up shooter for them, a great facilitator, and he could run the offense when Giannis was out. Dario Saric, Joel Embiid's teammate, looked great when Joel Embiid wasn't playing. He averaged 20 points after the All-Star game, and he looked really good, but anyone else would have to win it besides Joel Embiid. I think it'd be Saric, just because he's played more games. And some names that I can think of, Brandon Ingram. He didn't shoot well from the field, but he did everything else well. He showed he could rebound. He showed that he can run point at some places. He showed he has handles. He shows that he can pass the ball, and he showed that he can be a good player. All he needs to do is work on his scoring, which was his strong point, so I believe that he can improve that. But he only averaged about 10 points this year, so that's what's holding him back. So I have Joel Embiid winning the Rookie of the Year, just on the fact that he was the most impressive player by far. Alright, on to my next prediction, and that will be Defensive Player of the Year. And I've got to give this award to Rudy Gobert. I would love to give it to Kawhi Leonard. I think Draymond Green is another player that you could give it to easily, but Rudy Gobert has been a tremendous rim protector for the Jazz. People do not want to go in the paint when he's there. He will block you. He will send your shit into the third row, so don't even think about it. But Gobert has been the catalyst for this Jazz team on defense, and he has just boosted everyone around him's defense. Players aren't scared to let their player go around them because they know Gobert always has their back. People just pass out of situations where they're going to have to go up on Gobert. And he has just been such a force inside the lane for the Jazz that I have to give it to him. Kawhi would be an easy pick just because of how dominant he is for the Spurs in defense. He can take the ball whenever he wants. He can lock someone down. And then also Draymond Green is so versatile on defense. He can switch on anyone. He can play center. He can be a great rim protector. I remember in the Portland series, he got I think 7 blocks in a game. And people would just try to attack Draymond Green inside the paint and try to posterize him. And he'd say, hell no, get that shit out of here. But I believe this award has to go to Gobert just on the fact that he's been such a great player and he has led the Jazz to the #1 defense in the NBA. So I got to give it to him. Alright, next award, we're going to go on to Coach of the Year. I don't really care for this award that much. I don't think it's that important. But I believe it's going to have to go to Mike D'Antoni. He has led this Houston Rockets team to the 3rd seed last year. He has brought stability to the locker room, and he has the team playing just the way they're built to. He's trying to outscore every team. He relies on three-pointers, and when they go in, the Rockets are probably the best team in the league. When they're not going in, they're probably really bad because long rebounds lead to fast break points, but they've been going in for him, and he has been showing that he is a coach worthy of coaching in the NBA, and he had a great season with the Rockets. He wasn't great with the Lakers, but he showed that he could coach James Harden, and he brought out the best in James Harden's playmaking, and he put him at point guard, and it's worked out greatly for them. So this award has to go to Mike D'Antoni, but other people I could give it to, Steve Kerr, just for another great season with the Warriors, Popovich, just for another great season with the Spurs, Brad Stevens, I believe, could be another coach you could give it to that's ever won it before. He led the Celtics to the #1 seed in the East. He has had great play calls for them. He has been a great coach for them. He is one of the best minds in the NBA, and I believe that him and D'Antoni have both great chances of winning it, but I have D'Antoni just for the fact that he has just improved this team so much. Alright, on to my next prediction, and that is Sixth Man of the Year. I know it's going to get kind of repetitive. I know I already have 2 Rockets people winning awards, but I'm going to have to give it to Eric Gordon here. He has commanded the bench unit for the Rockets, and he is just such a great player. When James Harden comes out of the game, he's proved that he can be a 20-point scorer in this league, and the Houston Rockets offense does not miss a beat when he comes in replacement for James Harden. I believe the only competition that he has for this award is his teammate, Lou Williams, who is also a great player, who got traded at the trade deadline to the Rockets. And Lou is a great scorer, but I believe that Eric Gordon has helped this bench unit so much, and I believe that he deserves this award over Lou just for the fact that he was here longer and he commanded this bench unit before Lou did. And I believe he is a little bit more productive than Lou Williams. He's not as streaky as a shooter, and he is he's a better defender than Lou too. But I believe those are the reasons why he wins it over Lou, and that's why I have Eric Gordon as my Sixth Man of the Year. Alright, and for my last prediction, I am going to be predicting the most improved player of the year. And I believe this one is pretty hard. There are a lot of great players that have shown out this year. Devin Booker has proved that he is a franchise player for the Phoenix Suns. Giannis Antetokounmpo has proved that he could lead the Bucks to the playoffs, and he proved that he could be a great player for them. I'm trying to think of other players. That's all I'm going to say right now, but I believe these 3 are the main key runners for it, but I'm going to have to give it to Nikola Jokic just for the basic fact that he is such a versatile big man. He can shoot threes, he can pass, he can rebound, he can play defense, he can do everything, and that's kind of what's required out of centers. And I believe that he can lead this Nuggets team along with Jamal Murray to the playoffs for years to come, and you got to watch out for them because they are going to be tough to beat. With all their versatility and all their great wing players, they are going to be a hard team to take out. And that concludes my NBA 2017 predictions on the awards. Comment yours. What do you think of my analysis? What do you think of my predictions? Who do you think is going to win MVP? Who do you think is going to win Coach of the Year? Who do you think is going to win Defensive Player of the Year? Comment it all down below in the comment section. And I am out. Have a nice day.